Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to play, I believe it's game number 111 of the 1978 Boston Red Sox. It's going to be game 2 of the series with the Cleveland Indians here at Fenway Park. The Red Sox have won 3 in a row, and it's going to be the former Red Sox pitcher Rick Wise going up against Bill the Spaceman Lee, so this should be an interesting matchup here. And I believe it's game, like I said, game number 111 of the season. So without further ado, let's get this game underway. My co-host Mr. Brody is here. Let's play some Strat-o-matic baseball.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
Alright, so Bill the Spaceman Lee on the hill for the Red Sox here at Fenway Park on average night. And it's going to be a game from Wednesday, August 9th, 1978, a game in which the Red Sox actually lost 5-1. So we'll see if we can get another win back here tonight and get a little closer to our actual record. I think we're about 4 games or so behind our actual record. So we can get a little bit closer now with a win tonight. So Bill the Spaceman Lee comes in with a record of 4-8 on the season with a 3.73 earned run average. 150 innings pitched, 151 hits allowed. He's been better as of late. 39, I believe he has. Anyway, let's check it. Let's just check out how he's been lately. No, actually, he's been worse as of late with 2 losses. One of them, he only allowed 1 run. And actually, he hasn't been too bad. He had a couple of games. Last game wasn't so great, but 2 games before that, he allowed only 1 run and pitched complete games. 1 getting a win, 1 getting a loss. So he hasn't been overall that bad. Definitely hasn't gotten a lot of run support overall in the season. As he did have a couple games with 6 runs allowed, but other than that, it's been either between 1 and 4, so he hasn't been horrible for the most part. So the lineup for the visiting Cleveland Indians in game number 2 of the series is going to be Rick Manning, the center fielder, will lead it off. He'll be followed by Tom Verizza, the shortstop. Johnny Grubb is the left fielder, batting third. Batting cleanup is Andre Thornton, the first baseman. Gary Alexander, the DH, bats 5th today. He's normally the catcher, but he'll be the DH today, getting a day off from behind the plate. Buddy Bell, the third baseman, bats 6th. He'll be followed by Dwayne Kuiper, the second baseman. Ted Cox, the former Red Sox, actually the future Red Sox, will bat 8th, and Bo Diaz, another, I believe, future Red Sox, will bat 9th and be behind the plate. So a couple of former Red. What's his name there? Bernie Carbo is not going to be playing today, at least not to start the game. And 2 future Red Sox will be playing in right field and behind the plate, respectively. So Rick Manning comes in, hitting .248 in the season with 2 homers and 29 runs batted in. The Red Sox defense is Rice, Lynn, and Evans. And I believe probably Yastrzemski is probably going to be the DH today, getting a day off from the field as he's getting up there in age. So Rice, the not as good a defender as Yastrzemski is in left with an average range. Commits very few errors, though, and has an average arm. Lynn in center and Evans in right, both above average. Both excellent range. Will commit only a few errors. And Evans with a cannon for an arm in right, and Lynn for an above average arm in center. Hobson, Burleson, Remy, and Scott in the infield. Burleson the best range there with excellent range. Remy and Scott with above average range, and Hobson with below average range at third. Hobson will commit a ton of errors at third. Burleson and Remy, fair share, but not that many, as well as Scott at first. Behind the plate, Fisk, excellent range. Can only commit a few errors and has an above average arm behind the plate. Bill Lee on the mound has average range, 24 error rating, and a +1 hold rating. So Lee looks in for the sign from Fisk. Here's the windup in the pitch. And this is going to be off the 5 column of Lee. And Lee, on the first pitch, this one's going to be hit a long way. Evans goes back and watches this one go. It's a hanging Ephus pitch curveball there. And just like that, the Indians are on top 1-0. Wow. So Bill Lee surrenders the home run. And that's how it will begin. Hopefully that's not how it will end. So Tom Verizar up now. Comes in hitting .248 in the season with 28 runs batted in. As Lee shakes that one off. It's going to be off the 4 column. And that's going to be hit to Remy. A range check for Remy. Gets in front of it. And he'll make the play for out number 1. So 1 down. So we just got done playing a PC replay baseball featuring the 2016 Red Sox. Game number 20 on the season. And I don't know what it is, but every time I play that game, I have to play a Strat-o-matic game after that. It seems like it anyway. It just it's not a horrible game, but it just does not leave a great taste in my mouth. Or isn't very satisfying, let's just say that. Definitely not as satisfying as a Strat-o-matic or an inside pitch baseball game, or even an action PC baseball game, in my opinion. But Strat-o-matic always seems to always satisfy. They say maybe not the best graphics or the best features in the PC version, but the game engine is far and away a superior engine to a lot of games, especially to, in my opinion, to PC replay baseball. But anyway, that's why we're playing a game from the Strat-o-matic season. Plus, we want to try to get this season done sometime by the late spring, early summer here. So we've definitely been ramping up our gameplay of this series, as you probably noticed. As we're getting closer, kind of want to see how the stats are going to end up. And when we get to the end of the season, we're going to try to compare this. I'm not sure where Al Red Sox fan is sitting on his Digital Diamond Baseball 1978 series. I know he's been playing a lot of other things, and I haven't really noticed where he is on his season. So, Al, if you're watching this, let us know where you are on your series from the 1978 season, as we're on August 9th of this one. Game number 111. So anyways, Johnny Grubb up now. He comes in hitting .294 in the season with 10 homers and 40 runs batted in. And this is going to be off the 1 column. And that's going to be a base hit to center. So it's going to bring up Andre Thornton. Comes in with, he homered off of Torres in the 9th inning. 2-run shot, but Red Sox still held on for the win. So Thornton hitting just .223 on the season with 20 homers and 59 runs batted in. So here's the pitch by Lee to Thornton off the 4 column. And this is going to be a range check by Fisk. And it's going to be a pop-up. Calls for it. And he'll make the catch in fair territory for out number 2. So Cleveland's in 4th place in the AL East, 12.5 games behind. So next up will be Gary Alexander DHing today. Comes in hitting .268 with 22 homers and 74 runs batted in. So Grubb at first. Scott holding him on. And Grubb takes a walking lead. He's unable to get a good lead off of Lee. And Alexander's going to strike out swing. So the first strikeout for Lee will end the inning. However, Rick Manning leads it off with a solo home run. And after one half inning, it's Cleveland 1 and Boston coming up. Rick Wise on the hill, the former Red Sox pitcher. He comes in with an 11-9 record, so faring much better in the replay than he did in the actual season. He was 9-19 in the actual season, 11-9 in this replay so far. 3.36 earned run average, 179 innings pitched, 175 hits allowed, 48 walks and 88 strikeouts, and has surrendered 14 homers. So for the Red Sox, the lineup is as follows. Rick Burleson, the shortstop, bats first. Jerry Remy at second base will bat next. The left fielder today, Jim Rice, bats third. Kai Yastrzemski, as we thought, is the DH, batting cleanup, getting a day off from the field. Batting fifth behind the plate, Carlin Fisk. Fred Lynn, the center fielder, bats sixth. Dwight Evans, the right fielder, seventh. George Scott is your first baseman, batting eighth. And the third baseman, Butch Hobson, will bat ninth. So Burleson comes in hitting .278 in the season with a homer and 35 runs batted in. Here's the pitch by Wise. And Burleson's going to hit one to center. Ball seems to be carrying really slowly today for some reason. We are doing some uploading here, so that's probably why. So you may notice that the flight of the ball is going a little bit slower than normal. So Jerry Remy up now. Remy comes in hitting .304 in the season with 2 homers and 35 runs batted in. This will be off the sixth column. And he's going to hit one back to the pitcher. Wise picks it up, throws over to Thornton. Thornton swipes him with the tag as the throw is a little bit off. For out number 2, so 2 up and 2 down for the Red Sox. Brings up Jim Rice, hitting .313 on the season with 32 homers and 95 runs batted in. Jim Rice had a big day yesterday with a couple of triples. And Rice is going to get a good one they hit here. Let's see what he can do with it. See if he can tie the score here. And he will not, but he was going to get a base hit up the middle. So Rice with a 2-out single. It's going to be up the captain, Kai Yastrzemski. Comes in hitting .278 on the season with 11 homers and 53 runs batted in. And it's going to be off the 4 column. And it's going to be a range check on Grubb in left. Grubb is a 2 range. So 1, 2, 3 will be a hit. And he's going to get in front of it. And he will make the play for out number 3. So that'll do it. So after 1 full, it's Cleveland 1 and Boston nothing. So the Indians will have Bell, Kuiper, and Cox up. Buddy Bell comes in hitting .312 on the season with 4 homers and 52 runs batted in. So off his 2 column, and he'll draw a walk. So leadoff runner is on for the Indians. It's going to bring up Dwayne Kuiper. Kuiper comes in hitting .268 with 30 runs batted in on the season. And they're going to go with a hit and run. That's going to be hit to Remy. Races in quickly, bare hands it over to first. So Bell move over to second on the fielder's choice. So it's going to bring up Ted Cox. Cox hitting .233 in the season, which is what he hit on the actual season, with 16 runs batted in. See if he can increase the Cleveland lead here. It's going to be off of his 2 column. Cox backs out of the way on that Ephus pitch, but it's in there for a called strike 3. So 2 down now. Bell at second. See if Bo Diaz can get the job done. Diaz comes in hitting just 196 on the season with 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. And it's going to be off of his 2 column. And he'll ground one to Burleson. Fires over to Scott. And that'll do it for the Indians in the top of the second. So after 1.5, it's Cleveland 1 and Boston nothing. Let's look at some scores around the league. Kansas City and Baltimore scoreless. Texas edging Detroit 1-0. Milwaukee and New York is scoreless. Keep an eye on that one. Chicago edging Toronto 1-0. And Minnesota is on top of Seattle 2-0. So Rick Wise back on the hill with a 1-0 lead. Red Sox going to have Fisk, Lynn, and Evans up. Fisk comes in hitting .314 on the season with 15 homers and 62 runs batted in. He homered in yesterday's game and was the game's MVP. Actually, no, he wasn't the MVP, as Torres was. I actually think he was the MVP. He was the MVP. Torres was going to be the MVP, but he surrendered the 2-run homer to Thornton. So Fisk was awarded that with a couple of hits, including a homer, and a couple of runs batted in. I think he had 3 runs batted in. So it's going to be off the 2 column of Fisk. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. Manning is there. And he'll make the catch for out number 1. Freddie Lynn up now. Hitting .296 on the season with 21 homers and 69 runs batted in. Had a rare error in yesterday's game. And this is going to be off of his 3 column. And he'll strike out looking right down the middle. So 2 down now for the Red Sox in the second. That brings up Dwight Evans hitting .255 with 16 homers and 61 runs batted in. This is going to be off his 1 column. And he'll get a hold of one here, but it'll die quickly as Manning is under it. And makes the catch for out number 3. So the Red Sox go in order in the second. So after 2 full, it's Cleveland 1, Boston nothing. Rick Manning up now. He led off the game with a home run. His 3rd of the season. And it's going to be off of the 1 column. And he's going to pop one up. Fisk is there and makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1. Tom Reiser up now, grounded out his first time up. And he'll pop one up. Burleson calls for it. And makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs in the Cleveland 3rd. Brings up Johnny Grubb. He singled his first time up. And that's a fastball to right. Evans is under it and makes the catch, and Cleveland goes in order in the 3rd. So Lee seems to have settled down. And after 2.5, it remains 1-0 Cleveland. George the Boomer Scott up now, hitting .238 in the season with 8 homers and 31 runs batted in. So off of Wise's 5 column. And that's going to be a ground ball to Kuiper at second. Over to Thornton to easily get Scott for the first out of the 3rd. Butch Hobson up now, the number 9 hitter. .273 on the season with 9 homers and 40 runs batted in. That's going to be off his 2 column. And he'll strike out looking on the breaking ball. And it looks like they said he was out of the zone, but he was unable to check his swing. So 2 strikeouts today for Wise. Brings up Burleson. Burleson flew out his first time up. And it's going to be a range check on Diaz. And I think that's a pop-up. Or is that a pass ball? None of which will matter because... Pop-up, yeah. Diaz throws away the mask and makes the catch. The Red Sox go in order in the 3rd. So we'll head to the 4th with Cleveland up by a run. So Thornton popped up his first time up. Oh, but he's not going to miss this one. And this one's going to carry and go over the Green Monster into the netting. And another solo home run off Lee as Thornton hits his 21st homer of the season to give Cleveland a 2-0 lead. So Gary Alexander, he's capable of going back-to-back. Struck out his first time up. Ooh, this is not the column you want to be on. So you want to stay away from those 2, 3, and 4. And Lee is able to strike him out. He misses the off-speed pitch. So Lee with his third K of the day. Big out there. So I bring up Buddy Bell. Buddy Bell walked his first time up. And this time he'll line out to Burleson. So 2 outs in the 4th. It's going to bring up Dwayne Kuiper. Kuiper grounded out his first time up. And he's going to hit this one to center. Lynn goes back. Races hard, dives, and just out of his reach. So Kuiper will coast into second with a 2-out double. So it's going to bring up Ted Cox. Struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball to left. Rice is there. And he's under it and makes the catch. Cleveland tacks on another run on the solo home run by Andre Thornton, his 21st of the season. And Cleveland now leads it 2-0. Remy will lead it off. He grounded out his first time up. And this won't be a good result. It's going to be a ground ball to Verizon. For out number 1. So let's check out the scores once again. Kansas City pounding Baltimore 11-1. Texas on top of Detroit 3-1. Milwaukee and New York still scoreless. Chicago and Toronto are knotted at 1. And Minnesota still shutting out Seattle 2-0. Rice will come up now. He's 1 for 1 with a single. And misses that one. So he goes down on strikes. So 2 outs in the Red Sox 4th. Red Sox managing just 1 hit off Wise so far. See Stremskat now, he flew out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball to Kuiper. Range check. He'll get in front of it. And he will make the play. And the Red Sox are down 1-2-3 in the 4th. The Red Sox unable to generate much offense against Wise so far. So Lee back on the hill for the 5th. Indians will have Diaz, Manning, and Verizon up. Diaz grounded out his first time up. And he's ground out to Lee this time. Flips it underhand to Scott for out number 1. That brings up Rick Manning. He's 1 for 2 with a solo home run. And this time Lee gets him swinging. So 2 quick outs in the Cleveland 5th. Verizon 0 for 2 on the day. And that's going to be a range check on Scott. Scott a 2 range. Gets in front of it. And trots to the bag himself. And Cleveland, that's it for Cleveland in the 5th. So halfway through, it's Cleveland 2 and Boston nothing. Fisk leads it off for the Red Sox here in the 5th. Flew out his first time up. And he'll fly out once again, this time to left. Long fly. Grubb has a long run. But he's there and hauls it in for out number 1. Freddie Lynn up now. Strikeout victim his first time up. And this time he's a ground out victim as he grounds out to Verizon. On the first for out number 2. Here comes Evans. Flew out his first time up. And Evans will reach on a 2-out walk. First walk of the day given up by Wise. So it'll be up to Boomer. Grounded out his first time up. He could tie it with one swing of the bat. Let's see what he can do here. And it's going to be a ground ball back to Wise. He'll get in front of it and make the play to end the inning. So the Red Sox continue to be shut out by Rick Wise and the Indians 2-0 through 5. So Lee's up to 77 pitches through 5 innings, so his pitch count's pretty high. And Grubb's going to get a good one to hit here. Grubb 1 for 2 on the day. But he'll ground this one to Remy. Flips over to Scott for out number 1. Check the scores again. Kansas City still crushing Baltimore 12-1. Texas lead over Detroit 4-1. And it looks like the Yankees have grabbed lead of Milwaukee 1-0. Chicago and Toronto still tied at 1. As Rico Cardias hit his 31st home run for the Blue Jays. And Minnesota increases the lead over Seattle now 3-0. So Andre Thornton up now. He homered off of Lee his first time. Ooh, and he's going to get another good pitch to hit here. But this one he'll ground to Hobson. Hobson's first chance of the day gets him out for out number 2. Alexander up now. He struck out twice against Lee. And this time he'll fly out to Lynn. And that'll do it, as Cleveland goes in order in the 6th. So Lee pitching a fine game, just being outpitched by Wise. Is pitching just a bit better. So Hobson will lead it off. Struck out against Wise his first time up. But this time he gets a good one to hit here. Let's see what he can do with it. He can do nothing as he grounds it into the ground. Verizon up with it over to Thornton for out number 2. Out number 1, sorry. Rick Burleson 0 for 2 on the day. And he'll ground out to Bell. And second out of the 6th. The Red Sox still managing just 1 hit off of Verizon. Off of Wise. Corners are going to play him against Remy here with 2 down. He's grounded out twice today. And he will line out to his counterpart. And the Red Sox are done in the 6th. So the fans haven't had much to cheer about here at Fenway Park today. As Lee comes out for the 7th. And Buddy Bell will come to the plate. 0 for 1 with a walk. And it's going to be a fly ball to Rice. Range check on Rice in left. Gets in front of it. And puts it away for out number 1. So not much for Mr. Brody to cheer about today. The Red Sox have managed, like I said, just 1 hit. Dwayne Kuiper, 1 for 2 of the double. And he'll get under 1 just a bit, and Evans is there to make the catch for out number 2. Ted Cox, 0 for 2 on the day, struck out in the 2nd and flew out in the 4th. And now he'll pop out here in the 7th. Have 7th inning stretch time. Here's the trivia question from Mr. Brody and Miss Mags. All right. So name the California Angel player who set a club record in 1983 with a .339 batting average. Oh. Is that Carney Lansford? No, I don't think it was. Don Baylor, did he hit that high? Joe Rudy, I don't think so. 339. Did Carney Lansford play was he with the Red Sox or Oakland or another team then? I'm just going to say Carney Lansford. I don't know. So lock in your trivia question answers there. Here's the final answer. Rod Carew. I should have guessed that one. Rod Carew hit 500 through his first 96 at-bats. 339 average on the season. So thank you, Mr. Brody and Miss Mags. That was a good question there. All right, so it'll be Rice, Yastrzemski, and Fisk. Red Sox managed just one hit off Wise. Wise with a good pitch count of through 6 innings of just 78 pitches. Rice 1 for 2 with a single. Oh, this could put the Red Sox on the board. Not the home run one he wanted. Hits it a long way, but Grubb is there to make the catch on the warning track for out number 1. Not quite enough for Mr. Jim Ed. So Yastrzemski up now, 0 for 2 on the day. And he'll ground one out. Pops it up. And it's going to be into the dugout. No catch. And now he'll ground one out to shortstop for out number 2. So Wise continues to cruise around here. Fisk up now. He's flown out twice. And now he'll pop one out to Verizon. And the Red Sox are done in the 7th. As the crowd fell silent here at Fenway. So the attendance announced at 30,869. So Lee back out there for inning number 8. It's likely his last inning. Diaz will lead it off. He's 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs. And he'll line out to Remy for out number 1. So Lee pitching almost as good as Wise has, yet Lee just made 2 mistakes. 1 to Manning, who's up now, and 1 to Thornton. And that's been it, pretty much. So Rick Manning up now. 1 for 3 with a home run. And he's going to fly out to right. Evans calls for it. And make the catch for out number 2. So Tom Verizon, 0 for 3 on the day. And it'll be a range check on Fisk. And he should make the catch here. He does. And the Indians are gone in the 8th. So Red Sox come in the home half of the 8th. After the crowd sings Sweet Caroline. Try to get the team going here. Haven't had much to cheer about today as the Red Sox have managed just 1 hit off of Wise. And Fred Lynn, 0 for 2 on the day, comes to the plate. That's going to be a range check on Johnny Grubb in left. Ooh, it looks like Ted Cox is... Has he been playing left field the whole time? I guess he has. I just hadn't noticed it. So Grubb makes the catch for out number 1. Hits one the opposite way. And he actually made a great diving catch there. Didn't look too good there. Going out there, looked like a routine catch, but ended up being a diving catch. So Dwight Evans up now 0 for 1 with a walk. And he'll pop one up. Shortstop for Isaac calls for it, makes the catch for out number 2. So here comes the boomer. He hasn't had much to boom about today. 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. Gets a good one to hit here, though. And booms this one, though. So the boomer booms one out of here. Over the netting. Over the green monster. And the Red Sox are on the board, so finally something the crowd can cheer about. And it's a 2-1 game now. So Scott with the big homer there. Here comes Butch Hobson. Crowd back into it, 0 for 2 on the day. Ooh. That was kind of a weird roll, but Hobson's on with a 2-out walk. So that'll bring up Rick Burleson, 0 for 3 on the day. And that's going to be it for Rick Wise as Jim Kern, the closer, comes in with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Kern comes in with a 7-2 record on the season, 5 saves, 2.87 earned average, 75 innings pitched, 56 hits allowed, 52 walks and 65 strikeouts, and has surrendered 2 homers. So let's see what Burleson can do against Kern. And he's going to draw a walk, so that'll push the tying run into scoring position. See if the Rem Dog can keep it going here. Come on, 1 column. Ooh, that's not bad. 2 column. Come on, 5, 6, or 8. Oh, no. Hits the 7. Grounds out to Bell to end the inning. So the Red Sox leave the tying run in scoring position. And looks like they're going to let Lee stay in and try to finish this one out. Grubb up now, 1 for 3. And he's going to ground one to Remy. Ooh. Gets in front of it. And makes the play for out number 1. So 1 gone in the Cleveland 9th. So Andre Thornton, his home run was huge, as it now is the difference in this game. And Lee gets him looking this time on the inside corner. Actually, it's going to be a call. Looks like they say he went around on the check swing as the ball was inside. So it wasn't the pitch, it was actually the swing. So let's check out some final scores here. Kansas City crushes Baltimore 13-1. Texas down Detroit 4-2. The Yankees ended up shutting out Milwaukee by a score of 1-0. So the Red Sox, if they can come back and win here, can get a little closer. Toronto edges Chicago 3-2. Seattle squeezed by Minnesota 5-3. So 2 outs with the bases empty for Gary Alexander. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Oh. And Lee coughs up his 3rd home run, solo home run of the day. As Alexander gets a hold of one, it's back to a 2-run lead. Alexander hits his 23rd of the season. So that's going to be hit over the head of Lynn off the wall. And that's going to be it for Lee as Zimmer is making the sign to the bullpen. Definitely deserved the better fate than this. Giving it pretty much just 3 solo homers if the Red Sox, if they can get out of this one. Let's see here. Oops. Question is, who do we bring in now? So we have a lefty. So I think we're going to bring in Bergmeyer. Hopefully they won't pinch hit. So Bergmeyer comes in. Bergmeyer with a 1-2 record on the season with his 1 save, 5.95 earned average. 3rd innings pitched, 54 hits allowed, 14 walks and 24 strikeouts, and surrendered 6 home runs. So Kuiper stands in there. And Bergmeyer gets him to prevent any further damage. But Cleveland tacks on another run on the solo home run by Gary Alexander, and they lead it 3-1. Red Sox do, though, have their heart of the order come up. Rice, Yastrzemski, and Fisk, if anybody gets on Lynn against Kern. Rice 1 for 3. He singled back in the first. And a good start as Rice would draw the walk. So the tying run will come to the plate in Yastrzemski. 0 for 3 on the day. Come on, walk. Oh, even better. Base hit to left. And we're going to hold him. So the tying runs are on. Fisk up now. 0 for 3 on the day, so he's due. Oh, and Fisk is going to get a chance there to do something. Off the 3 column. Oh, man. And he gets that rare 2 roll. Unbelievable. Unbelievable there. What are the chances of that? Not very good. Cox makes the catch. Rice holds at second. So Freddie Lynn up now. Come on, column number 2. Lynn 0 for 3 on the day. And 6 column. That's not bad. That's going to load the bases. As Diaz goes out to talk to Kern. So Dwight Evans can be the hero with a base hit here, or at least tie the game with a base hit. So Evans 0 for 2 with a walk. As Diaz goes back behind the plate. Kern looks in for the sign. Looks at the runners. Here's the windup and the pitch. Not the column we want to be on there. Come on, range check at least. Come on, let's get a rare 2. Oh, strikeout. So it's going to be up to... Let's see who we have coming up now. The Boomer Scott. He's already homered today. Home run would be nice now. Alright, here we go. Oh, come on. Low number, high numbers. Ah! And Scott is going to leave the bases loaded as he flies out to Manning. And the Red Sox go down to the Cleveland Indians by a score of 3-1. So they're unable to catch up and gain a game on Milwaukee, who loses. And they'll follow another game behind the Yankees. So a disheartening loss as the Red Sox could not generate much offense against Wise, but did have a shot here, just unable to get the runs home. Unable to get the clutch hit when they needed it. Mr. Brody very disappointed in the Red Sox performance here. Aren't you, Mr. Brody? Mr. Brody cannot even move on this one. He is totally dejected the Red Sox loss here. So, Rick Wise gets the win. He improves to 12-9. Pitches 7 2/3 innings, 2 hits, just 1 run. It was earned. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Just a solo home run to George Scott. That was the only run that he allowed. Jim Kern with the save, his 6th of the season, winning in 2/3, 1 hit, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. So he was shaky today, but he is able to get the win. The save. So Bill Lee definitely deserved better fate than he did. Pitched pretty well, but did allow 3 solo home runs. 8 2/3 innings, 6 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Tom Bergeron pitched the 3rd of an inning, striking out a batter. For the Indians, Rick Manning 1 for 4 with a solo home run. Verizon 0 for 4. Johnny Grubb 1 for 4. Thornton 1 for 4 with a solo homer. Gary Alexander 1 for 4 with a solo homer. Buddy Bell 1 for 3. Kuiper 1 for 4. And Cox and Bo Diaz were both 0 for 3. For the Red Sox, not much, only managed 3 hits on the day. Burleson 0 for 3. Remy 0 for 4. Rice 1 for 3. Yastrzemski 1 for 4. Fisk 0 for 4. Freddie Lynn 0 for 3. Evans 0 for 3. George Scott 1 for 4 with a solo home run. And Butch Hobson 0 for 2 with I think he had a couple of walks. So that is it, as the Red Sox fall to the Cleveland Indians. Their record now is 66-45. Take a look at the standings in a minute. So player of the game, I think we have to give that one to... I think this... We're going to make the exception here and don't give it... Well, actually, we can give it to Wise because he actually did get the win. So Rick Wise will get the player of the game, pitching 7 2/3 innings, allowing 2 hits and just 1 run. So that is it, as the Red Sox fall to the Cleveland Indians. So let's check. Come on. Here we go. Still uploading, so that's why we're got a little delay there. So with the Red Sox lost, they're 3 games behind Milwaukee still. The Yankees are a little bit closer to first place, just 1.5 games out. So a tight race going on in the AL East here. Kansas City with a half-game lead over the Angels in the West. And not too many streaks going on there. So a pretty tough battle. So we'll look at Game 3 of the series, the rubber match of the series. And we can get a preview of what's going to happen in the other games. California wins. Come on. Chicago wins. Wow. Kansas City wins. Here's a big one here. Let's see Milwaukee or New York. And the Yankees win again. And the Red Sox game will be coming up. So let's check and see who the starters are going to be. So it's going to be Mike Paxton, another former Red Sox player, starting pitcher. Well, starting pitcher / relief pitcher, going up against Dennis Eckersley, a former Indian. So 2 teams, 2 pitchers facing their former teams. So that should be a good matchup there. Hopefully the Red Sox can get a win and win the series here. So that is it. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from High Ground Gaming, my co-host Mr. Brody, saying God bless. And Mr. Brody says if you like these videos, definitely like and subscribe to our channel, as we have a bunch of other series going on, including some good other sports, especially New England sports, with featuring Inside Pitch Baseball, Kyle Yastrzemski series, Bobby Orr career replay, all these in their rookie season so far. So Bobby Orr career replay using Inside the Crease Hockey. That's a good series going on there. Larry the Legend Bird, Larry Bird, playing using Inside the Paint Basketball. And Rob Gronkowski replay using, let's see here, Inside Blitz Football. So check out one of our other series there. And check out our other subscribers, other people we subscribe to, like our Red Sox fan, RNGIDP. Tabletop Baseball, Baseball Demos, Clinton Parks. I know there's just so many others. So check out those channels that we subscribe to and that are like us. So take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next 1978 Red Sox replay for game number 112. Bye-bye now.